Hey there, my name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaten Path. Last week I showed you how to make the flutter earrings and you guys really seemed to like that, using the mini duos as an embellishment. So today I want to show you how to make the Ferris wheel pendant. Now the great thing about this little pendant is it's only about the size of a 50-cent piece, so it's very small. So you can make it into a small pendant, you can do two and make them into earrings or whatever you want to do. You're going to start out this project the exact same way that we started out every project in this series, where you need to make a component with the peyote stitch around it, and this is the simplicity earring. So you would go back to that very first video on how I showed how to encase the 8mm Chaton with the peyote stitch. Now, besides that, you are going to need 11 4mm round or bicone beads. Now, I've used Swarovski, I have used Thunder Polish. As far as crystals are concerned, both of those will work. And I have used a fire polished round bead, and that will work as well. The only thing you need to be aware of is the fire polish bead does make the pendant look a little bit bigger and a little bit different. You're also going to need 11 Super Duo beads, regular duos, not minis, 11 size 8 seed beads. Now these can be Miyuki or Toho's, both will work. And you're going to need some additional size 15 seed beads. That is after you have finished the encasement of your 8mm Chaton. So go ahead and get your stuff together and we'll get started. So here's the Ferris wheel pendant. This is the color scheme that I'm going to show you today. This is rose with a salmon pink fire polish bead and a galvanized blush 8, along with, I think this is orange luster on chalk super duo. Here's another example of this same pendant but made with 4mm bicones. This is vitriol light for the center, a bodacious 8-0, a pastel lila for the super duos, and then a Pacific opal for the 4mm. And then here's one more sample to show you with the white opal in the center, then a milky peachy pink 8, a turquoise or blue luster duo, and then a white opal 4mm bicone. So you can see how different each one looks depending on your color scheme, number 1, and then your bead choice, number 2. So like I said, I'm going to be doing this peachy pink one today. So I already have my encasement completed. And just like on the simplicity earring, you want to exit a single bead Delica row. So if you look on the side here, you've got 1 Delica, 2 Delicas, 1 Delica, 2 Delicas. So you want to exit the single bead Delica row. Now, you'll pick up a 15, a super duo, and a 15. You will skip the 2 bead Delica row and go through the next single bead Delica row. Now when you pull this, you want to do a couple of things. Number 1, I pull it nice and tight, and I pull this super duo straight up so that my seed beads kind of pop underneath it or below it, and then the super duo sits straight up. So then I'm going to pick up again the 15, the duo, the 15, skip the 2 bead row, and go through the next single bead row. And again, I'm going to pull it nice and tight, and when you pull it, you see here how the 15 seed bead popped up on this one from the first set. So again, I'm going to pull that super duo bead so that it straightens it up and then makes those seed beads sit down like they should. So I'm going to do this one more time to show you here. So we've got the 15, the duo, and the 15. Skip the 2 bead set here, and then go through the next single Delica bead set. And again, pull it so that it pops those beads into place, and you're going to continue that until you have added 11 super duos. So once you've gone all the way around, this is what your piece should look like. Now I'm back to the very first super duo that I added, so I'm going to go up through the first 15 and the first duo, and now I'm going to be going through the same hole that I've already been through when I added the super duo. Okay, so again, I'm going to go through that same hole that I've already been through. Now, you're going to need your size 8 seed beads here. So, we want to pick up an 8. And again, it doesn't matter if you use a Toho, a Toho or a Miyuki seed bead. But you are going to go through the very next super duo and go in the same hole that you've already been through. Right now, they are going to lay right in line with these super duo beads. But when you go around and you add the 4 millimeters along the edge, it's going to change where these beads lay. So you're just going to go around, add your size 8 seed beads, and when you come back around, be sure to exit any of the super duos. So I've gone around adding those beads, and if I hold it to this side, you can see that the piece is still completely flat. I'm exiting a super duo, and I'm coming out of the bottom hole coming towards the right. So I'm going to step up by going through the top hole, and I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So I'm going to go towards the left. This will hide the thread on the side of the duo so that I won't see it, and it will get me up here where I need to start the next step. So this round, we're going to be adding our 4 millimeters. So I'm going to pick up a 4 millimeter, and I'm going to go through the open hole of the next duo, and I'm going to pull that into place. So on this first one, you're not going to be able to tell too much of a difference. But when you put the second one in there, and you pull it nice and tight, you're going to start to notice that those size 8 seed beads start to stick up. And that's exactly what you want. You don't want them to lay down. You want them to stick up like these are here. So as you work this round, you'll just want to pull the thread nice and tight so it will pop that size 8 seed bead into place where it needs to be. And again, we want it to stick up a little bit there and not stay flat down in the piece. And you can see as I'm going through, I'm just pulling the thread tight and making sure that those beads pop into place. I've got 3 more beads left here to add, and then we'll be ready for the next step. And the great thing about this is this works out the same exact way whether you're using your bicones or your round beads. It still pops those beads up exactly where you want those to be. So I'm going to go through the duo, that last duo there, pulling that tight, and then I'm going to go through the next 4 millimeter round. So it's that first one that I added. And I'm going to be using my size 15 seed beads. I'm going to pick up 3 15s. I'm going to skip the duo and go through the next 4 millimeter. Pick up 3 15s. Skip the duo and go through the 4 millimeter. And it's going to give you a little peacoat. So 3 15s and go through the 4 millimeter. And you're going to do this all the way around. Once you've gone all the way around, this is what your piece will look like. When I added my last 3 15s here, I stepped up by going through the first 2 15s that I added in my first set of 3. Now you're ready to make the loop for your bell. So you want to pick up 6 size 15 seed beads, and you're going to come back around and go back through the same bead you're coming out of to make a circle, so that when you pull it, It's going to make a little loop here that you can put a split ring or a jump ring through to make your piece. Now, once you reinforce that and tie the thread off, this is what your finished piece will look like. And like I said, you can either use one of these and make it into a pendant, or you can use two and attach ear hooks and have a really pretty pair of earrings. So we will have kits available on our website for this color. This is what I call the peach color. This is the mint green kit and the purple kit. So again, we will have kits available and the pattern available on our website for this project, which is offthebeatedpathbeadstore.com.